Welcome to Let's Get Real with Tina, Bill.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Let's Get Real, and I'm Tina Bill. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. It's going to be a very interesting topic, to say the least. I was praying and asking the Lord the other day, Father, what should I bring to the table? And I heard very plainly in my spirit, tell your story. And I thought, oh man, there is a lot to tell. And so I continued to pray and ask the Lord what story, what subject, and I just can't fight it any longer, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys about the spirit world. I'm going to talk to you about a subject that a lot of times we totally avoid because it could be lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. It could be just because we want to avoid the whole entire thing. So let's just talk about this. I've heard so many people say, do you believe in haunted houses? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in the spirit world? And let me tell you, we're going to unpack that a little bit today. I'm going to have to break this up into several podcasts because there is a lot of ground to cover here. So, my whole life, I feel like I've been super in tune to the spirit world. Now, saying that, I don't want you to get weirded out on me, okay? We are spirit beings before we are flesh beings. You need to understand that. We came from God, who is a spirit, and the Spirit of God breathes life into humanity, right? So don't get all freaked out about the spirit world. But I think that we need to understand it better so that we can be fully equipped, and put the full armor of God on ourselves for protection and just know the power and the strength that we have in God. So, as a very young child, I experienced situations that I knew was supernatural in some sort, but I couldn't explain it. It got very, excuse me, clear and real when our family moved into a home. I was about 10 years old. So this would have been about 1980. And we moved into this house and we started experiencing some um, manifestations of things that we just couldn't explain. We couldn't understand. And come to find out, there had been a family that lived in that house. I don't know the year, don't know the date, but a young girl, probably about 5 years old, had drowned in the bathtub. We had heard that from the neighbors across the street. They approached us one day after we had lived there for, I think, about a year or so, and they said, wow, you guys have lived in that house longer than anyone ever has since we've lived here, and we've been here virtually our whole lives. People say that that house is haunted, and they move in and then they leave quickly after. And we were like, oh, wow, okay. Well, we had already started noticing some things like uh, doors opening and closing, our washer and dryer would start by itself, lights flashing on and off, cabinet doors in the kitchen would slam. And so we started paying attention to those things because it happened so frequently. And we would even find ourselves accusing each other of, hey, what are you doing? And only to find that it wasn't any one of us. So there were times I remember getting up in the middle of the night, coming from my bedroom, going into my mom and stepdad's bedroom. I would hear music playing, and of course, that would wake me up. So I would walk into the bedroom. And one night specifically, I looked down. My mom and stepdad had a stereo, and the light was on, and the stereo was playing. The music was playing, which obviously wouldn't be any big deal until I walked into the room and it turned off. And I thought, oh, okay, whatever, no big deal. And I don't remember my mom and stepdad ever leaving the radio on in the middle of the night. They played it during the day, of course. So I went back to bed, no big deal. Well, things like this continue to happen. Um, it would be night, we would walk into the living room. And when I say we, my family of seven, which was myself, three of my sisters, my mom, stepdad, and my grandma lived in this house, witnessed the same thing and told the same stories. So one particular night, I remember hearing like ballroom music playing. It was very odd to my ears because it wasn't a common sound. Wasn't the type of music that we would ever listen to in our home. And I walked down the hall of my from my bedroom into the living room, and of course I was approaching this ballroom sounding music, and I saw a rocker that we had was rocking, and I just assumed that one of my family members was sitting in the rocker. But as soon as I approached the bedroom, or excuse me, the living room, the rocker stopped rocking and the music stopped playing. And I was just kind of like, you find yourself in these situations going, did I really hear that? Did I really see that? And I did. And we did on many other occasions. There's so many stories in reference to this home and all of our experiences that I could continue this one particular podcast for quite some time. However, I have been told by some of my podcast listeners that if I keep my podcast fairly short, they would continue to listen because their time is very valuable and they may only have, a few minutes to tune in each time. So I will tell these stories over a series of podcasts, but one of the things I want to put a Bible verse out there for you guys. 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, "No wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Do not be deceived." So I want you to take this from this particular podcast today, that there are two types of spirits, okay? Only two. If you don't get anything else that I say to you today, please get this. And we will talk about this and discuss this again. There is the Spirit of God, which is good. You will know the peace and you will understand, you will recognize the Spirit of God because it brings you such overwhelming love and joy and peace and just tranquility that you can't even explain. The Spirit of God comes in this beautiful way, okay? Then you have a spirit come from Satan, the demonic, and this spirit is very unsettling. It's very unnerving. You will experience fear. You will experience shock sometimes. There will be, when you hear someone say, the hair stood up on my arms, you will experience this type of feeling naturally in your flesh, naturally, mortal, in the flesh is, touch, taste, feel, see, smell. You will experience something that is very unsettling, very unnerving, and usually, first of all, fear. So there is not, and I'm going to repeat that, there is not a spirit in between this. There is no good, bad, mixed combination, white witch, good, dead person spirit. Guys, don't be deceived. I'm telling you. Do not be deceived. When you say, oh, I've got a happy little old grandma spirit that lives in my house, or I've got a really kind, sweet, little old man spirit that lives in my house, and it's okay that he lives here. No, you're being deceived, okay? I'm sorry. This is really going to shatter someone's whole entire, literally your day is going to be shot, and you're going to have this on your mind the rest of your day. And I'm sorry, but you need to know the truth and you need to know the facts about the spirit world. And if you are interested in the spirit world, which most of us are, just because that is our first nature, is our spirit being, it's okay. It's okay to be interested in the spirit world, but you have to come at it the right way. Okay? I'm going to leave that right there. So guys, this has been real. I think you can definitely agree with me. This has been real. So until next time, join me. We are going to discuss this more. I have more stories. My life continues with these type of experiences, and we are going to talk about why the spirit world is so important to know and to understand. So until next time, guys, you have a blessed day, and I will see you soon.